CTV News with Sarah Freemark.
Are you soft launching a re-election campaign today?
No, I'm being transparent with all the work that's being done.
With 3 years under his belt in his term as the mayor of Barrie, lining things up for a re-election bid. From the House of Commons to Barrie City Hall, Mayor Alex Nuttall has never shied away from taking strong stances on the issues he's deemed important, but is he gearing up ahead of next October's municipal election? CTV's Jack Morris joins us live tonight with more from Mayor Nuttall's press conference today. Jack, what did we learn?
Well, Sarah, the look back felt a lot like a look forward, a lot of pomp and circumstance, with the mayor taking the time to look back on those 3 years and outline everything he says that he's accomplished. At the same time, the start of formal construction at the site, which will become Lakehead's Barrie campus.
Media and city guests gathered inside the former Barrie Transit Terminal, gutted to make way for a Lakehead University STEM hub.
I've been speaking about the STEM hub with students, parents, community members, business and industry leaders and donors, and I can certainly confirm that the buzz within this community about this location and the programming keeps growing every single day.
Barrie Mayor Alex Nuttall touting the importance of a university for the city.
Opportunity for young people and for those who are looking for a career change to be able to find their hopes and dreams fulfilled.
With a majority of his council beside him and his 2022 election platform in hand, he talked about the promises he'd fulfilled in his first 3 years in office. Surrounded by the slogan, Barrie, getting it done, speaking to things like being tough on crime, diverting people released from the Central North Corrections Center, increasing patrols downtown, and action on illegal encampments. Also touching on fiscal responsibility and the AAA credit rating. All the makings of a campaign launch.
Are you soft launching a re-election campaign today?
No, I'm being transparent with all the work that's being done.
Questions from other reporters pushed Nuttall on his answer.
I think that's a question that I haven't answered yet with my family, but we'll take the time, definitely over Christmas, to sit down and have those conversations.
So when can the current mayor announce?
I don't think I'm even legally allowed to announce a decision until May. So, May 1st.
City staff weighing in with that date.
Now, even though Nuttall could announce as early as May 1st, he did not commit to that today. He certainly didn't rule it out either, saying if it fits for his family, he would, quote, certainly put his name forward again. Sarah, back to you.
And this, of course, comes just ahead of the City Council meeting tonight. Jack, I know you'll be following that for us. Thank you very much. Steel beams received a personal touch today before being craned up to become part of the new $70 million YMCA gymnasium in Barrie. CTV's Rob Cooper brings us a look at what's going into building this state-of-the-art facility.
And everybody that has supported the Y to date, thank you so much.
A big thank you and an even bigger beam being lifted into what will be the YMCA's new gymnasium at its new Barrie location. Construction on the multi-million-dollar facility next to the Sadlin Arena is well underway. This morning, some of the major players in its creation, like Napoleon, who donated $500,000, were given the chance to sign the beam before it was lifted away.
We're a local company, and it's good to give back to the community. When the Y opportunity came up, we jumped on it.
Once complete, the new YMCA will have a full aquatic center, a pool, a gym, youth transition housing with 12 units, and a partnership with Royal Victoria Regional Health Centre to deliver cancer and cardiac rehabilitation programs. The 77,000 square foot facility will serve more than 8,000 people across Barrie and Simcoe County.
Province of Ontario, they have granted us $29.9 million. The City of Barrie, $2.5 million. The County of Simcoe, $5 million.
The YMCA is also still collecting money from local groups and residents. It will also use the funds from the sale of its former site, $4.5 million, towards the new center. The location was selected because of its placement in the South End, a booming section of the city. It's also agreed to a lease for the property with the city at a cost of $2 a year for the next 50 years.
It is absolutely wonderful to see where we are. Second floor has gone up, the final beams are in place, and we're looking forward to having a roof in the early new year.
Now, the total cost of the YMCA here in Barrie is $70 million. Local fundraising still looking to collect $15 million to cover its share. I'm told the facility should be open and operational in the summer of 2027. Rob Cooper, CTV News, Barrie.
Collingwood community leaders and residents marked 1 year of the Affordable Housing Redevelopment Program.
With great pride, I'm honored to share the new name of our program is Rogers Way Home.
It's changed my life big time. When I first came here, I was under so much stress.
In celebration, the Seniors Rapid Rehousing Program has been officially renamed to Rogers Way Home in honor of the very first resident who came into the program. With collaboration from other community programs across Simcoe County, 11 people have been permanently housed to date.
We're seeing fairly quick turnaround, which is excellent. We've gotten a wonderful response from Collingwood and the community reaching out, wanting to find out how they can help and support. So with all those things that have happened, has really driven the success for the people who are participating. We cannot be happier with how important and how wonderful this has been.
This program is so supportive in so many ways, like very caring. They're there, like if you're struggling, like they're always there for help. If it wasn't for this program, I'd probably be sleeping in a tent somewhere right now.
The supportive Rapid Rehousing Program provides full services to transition low-risk individuals facing homelessness to permanent housing within a reasonable time frame. The battle over York Region's new recycling system continues. Mayors of the northern 6 municipalities say they've had enough and are demanding smaller blue bins for residents and clear answers. They argue the new 95-gallon carts are too big and too heavy for many households and don't fit in walk-up apartments or single-car garages. The province agrees smaller bins should be offered, but Circular Materials, the company that's taking over collection on January 1st, hasn't committed. Casey Colby is here now with our first look at weather. Case.
Got the gloves on, got the toque on. Shout out to Dalhousie University in beautiful Halifax. Yeah, cool weather right across the board, as a matter of fact, right across the country. Let's take a first look at the forecast. How cool, you say? Well, first look at the forecast brought to you by Presler Injury Law. Call 1-800-JUSTICE. 0 is where we're sitting right now. That's kind of cool, Sarah. 0 right at the freezing mark. Winds are light out of the north, 9 kilometers an hour. The temperature outside your door as we speak, 1 degree in Mount Forest. It's sitting at 4 in Toronto. Wow. -1 in Collingwood, -3 in Gravenhurst, and 0 in Parry Sound. A quick look, if you will. This is increasing cloud cover overnight. Yes, no precipitation, be it mixed or other, but there is increasing cloud cover overnight. And coming up, Sarah, in just a few minutes' time, I don't have a chance to say this very often, it's a bit of a double-double forecast. I'll explain in just a few minutes' time. Back inside.
Nottawasaga OPP have made an arrest in an ongoing death investigation. This was the scene on Saturday, November 15th, where officers were called to a home on Sparrow Way. That is where a 41-year-old woman was found dead. On Tuesday, police arrested a 44-year-old man from Agila Tossarantio, charged with second-degree murder. The investigation is still underway, and police are appealing for witnesses. One person is in custody after a daytime stabbing in downtown Barrie. Police were called to a Dunlop Street East rental unit just before 3 p.m. on Tuesday, where a 29-year-old man was found with multiple stab wounds and rushed to hospital. The suspect took off on foot, but officers tracked him to a home in northeast Barrie, where he was arrested. A 30-year-old man now faces several charges, including aggravated assault and assault with a weapon. This was the second stabbing in less than a week.
I think it's important for people to realize that these incidents are isolated. There was no threat to public safety, and within a very short period of time, individuals were arrested, transported back to headquarters, and held accountable for their actions.
The first incident happened last Friday, where a 34-year-old man was seriously injured near Tiffin Street and Essa Road. 26-year-old man was arrested, but police are still searching for a 34-year-old woman. An Agila Tossarantio man charged with the murder of his friend could soon be heading to trial. CTV's Mike Arcelides reports on where the case stands, but first a warning, some viewers may find details in this story disturbing.
Gabriel DeCecco will be 27 by the time he returns to court, charged with first-degree murder in February of 2024, when DeCecco was accused of killing his longtime friend, William Schernhammer, and dumping his body in the Alliston area. DeCecco was scheduled to stand trial in May. 4 weeks of trial dates before a judge and jury have been put on the record. William Schernhammer was 24 years old and went missing on the night of January 12, 2024, after telling loved ones he was heading out to buy cigarettes with a friend. For days, his family appealed for the public's help to bring him home. They never saw William alive again.
And I would tell him that I love him. and that I miss him.
DeCecco was arrested weeks later and remains in custody. He was also charged with committing an indignity to a dead body and obstructing the police investigation. Schernhammer's body was found in the 25th Side Road area of Agilatoz, Oroncio. Investigators have not confirmed how Schernhammer died. Months later, police asked for the public's help finding what appeared to be a light-colored vehicle, possibly a 2000 to 2005 Buick LeSabre, seen in the area around the time of Schernhammer's disappearance. DeCecco is represented by Toronto lawyer Sam Goldstein, who told CTV News, "People are presumed innocent. Everyone has a right to a trial." DeCecco is scheduled to return to court in April. The allegations against him have not been tested in court. Mike Arsledy, CTV News, Barrie.
A Canadian Olympic snowboarder is wanted, accused of running a drug trafficking network, and American authorities are offering a hefty reward in exchange for information that leads to his arrest. CTV's Mike Licouture reports.
The reward for Wedding's arrest has been upped to $15 million American, a significant amount for someone that law enforcement says is a major drug kingpin.
Ryan Wedding is a modern-day iteration of Pablo Escobar.
Law enforcement in Canada and the U.S. are calling the former Canadian Olympic snowboarder the leader of a transnational criminal enterprise. In addition to reportedly shipping truckloads of cocaine across North America, the FBI and U.S. Justice Department are now charging Ryan Wedding with 2 additional counts of witness tampering, intimidation, and money laundering.
Wedding is also accused of murdering a federal witness after he was indicted in 2024.
U.S. officials allege Wedding used semi-trucks to import 60 tons of cocaine annually into the U.S. That amount of drugs is the same weight as 40 standard cars.
Ryan Wedding is extremely dangerous. He's extremely violent, and he's extremely wealthy. He's being protected by the Sinaloa cartel, along with others in the country of Mexico.
American law enforcement has been working with the RCMP because of his links to Canada and his alleged connection to 4 murders in Ontario. It's believed his vast network includes a former Mexican law enforcement officer and money launderers from Italy and the UK.
Fugitive Ryan Wedding remains one of the top threats to Canadian public safety, and as per the previous indictment, continues to run an over $1 billion a year criminal enterprise.
While increasing the reward for his arrest to $15 million, U.S. law enforcement is asking for the public's help to find Wedding.
Please understand that he might change his hair color, his appearance, and do anything to avoid capture, but someone like Ryan Wedding is going to stick out in Mexico.
With today's indictment, U.S. law enforcement says approximately 36 people have been indicted, and they warn Ryan Wedding that his days are numbered. Mike Licouture, CTV News, Ottawa.
At Queen's Park, the leader of the opposition was ejected from the House today after calling the government corrupt. CTV's John Woodward explains.
The semi-detached home in Aurora, Ontario, the listed address of a numbered company that got nearly $10 million in Skills Development Fund grants. The director, Eugenia Andonov, not home on Wednesday. The company has previously said it partnered with an agency that would later go on to start an adult entertainment club in the horticultural building on Toronto's exhibition grounds, though denied government money went there. Filings show the numbered company paid Andonov a salary of $100,000 in 2022. That's when it got about $250,000 in grants. In 2024, when the grant had risen to just under $3.5 million, Andonov's declared salary rose to just under $125,000, a 2-year rise of about 24%, far above inflation, says the Canadian Taxpayers Federation.
The average Ontarian is not getting a 24% pay bump over the course of 2 years.
Combing through the data, we found at least a dozen other examples of executive pay shooting up as these grants come in, from tech incubators to advocacy groups to unions. Those agencies we reached said the money for the raises came from other revenue. Critics not so sure.
The government needs to conduct a full investigation.
It's been 7 weeks since Ontario's Auditor General found political staff overruled bureaucrats to give hundreds of millions to low-scoring grant applications. For most of that time, Ontario's opposition has been calling for Labour Minister David Piccini to step down.
It is the strip clubs and the numbered companies. It is the endless grift of a anti-democratic and, yes, corrupt government.
calling a government corrupt is against legislature rules.
I will ask the member to withdraw.
Speaker, I will not.
NDP leader Marit Stiles escorted from the chamber as her caucus stood cheering. Premier Ford has said he stands by Piccini. The Ontario government sent an audit of one grant recipient, Keel Digital Solutions, to the OPP. That company demanded the audit be made public, alleging it's just being scapegoated for all the other issues of the fund. John Woodward, CTV News.
A new report is warning less than half of Canadian adults are getting enough physical exercise.
The last time adults' physical activity levels were examined were in 2021, where we saw about 49% of adults meeting national physical activity guidelines. And so while we've certainly seen a little bit of a decrease, I think what's important to take away from that is that considering what we endured throughout the pandemic, the closures, the cancellations, the restrictions on outdoor spaces, and the increased screen use, it really does suggest that we were able to stabilize our overall movement.
In its 2025 report card, Participation finds only 46% of adults are getting enough physical activity. The report says inactivity is costing the healthcare system $3.9 billion each year. Just a 15% increase in activity could save nearly $1 billion annually. If you ride the GO bus in Barrie, expect a big change starting this weekend. All GO service will move to the new $31.4 million Barrie Allendale Transit Terminal located next to the waterfront GO station. Local bus service on Maple Avenue will continue with new stops and shelters keeping downtown connected. The old downtown terminal closed earlier this fall and will be renovated for Lakehead University's new STEM hub set to open next year. Still to come, it's a holiday event full of style and fun. How this year's 20th annual Toy Tea turned fashion and festivity into real holiday cheer, bagging big donations for families. Plus, a classic 1980s musical is coming to a Simcoe County stage when you can let the rhythm make you move. Next. For more than 30 years, the Queensville Players have been entertaining and enlightening audiences with live theater performances, and now you might say they're letting loose. With Footloose, the iconic 1984 musical that made you want to sing and dance. The theatrical rendition of this pop classic movie has all the energy and emotion of the motion picture, and then some.
It just really takes the audience on a roller coaster ride. One day, or 1 second you'll be sad, 1 second you'll be happy, 1 second you'll be crying, 1 second you'll be cheering.
There's so many iconic songs in the show, like Let's Hear It for the Boy, and of course Footloose, and you can't help but sing along and dance in your seat.
You can catch Footloose at the Stephen Leacock Theatre in Keswick, November 21st through the 30th, and one of our newest CTV team members is part of the cast. Can't wait to see you out there, Jocelyn. Well, the future is coming into focus for the arts community in Barrie on a night to celebrate their best and brightest.
So this is our new Performing Arts Center that is going right downtown at the bottom of Bayfield Street.
Here's our first look at the design for the long-promised $65 million waterfront performing arts center. The plan places the new facility on the land surrounding the Spirit Catcher and the Sea Cadets' current site once the cadets move to their new home. It is set to become a major hub for Barrie's art scene, a 45,000 square foot venue, including a 600-seat performance hall and a gala space that can host up to 1,000 people.
I just wanted to make sure that we shared it with the people of Barrie right away, and certainly those who are going to be performing and making that space live. I think it's just a great opportunity to share the good news.
It was the cherry on top for the audience gathered for the Barrie Arts Award. 6 artists were recognized for their contributions to the arts here in Barrie, honored with an award designed by a local artist. A heartwarming holiday tradition marked a milestone this year, the 20th anniversary of the annual Toy Tea.
We are so grateful for the community support. This year, more than ever, we need $500,000 to meet our goal and to help over 2,000 families with toys under the Christmas tree and food for the holiday season.
The event returned with a fun fashion show, local vendors, and a festive space for friends and neighbors to reconnect. Thanks to the generosity of attendees and sponsors, the Toy Tea will once again deliver, collecting plenty of unwrapped toys, gift cards, and donations to support local children and families during the holiday season.
For today, we're really hoping we'll get about 50,000 in total between toys, money, gifts, etc. And we know Christmas is a hard time for a lot of people, and so the food bank and Christmas Cheer are going to be the recipients of some amazing donations this day.
This year's contribution supported Barrie and District Christmas Cheer with raffle proceeds benefiting the Barrie Food Bank, ensuring help reaches those that need it the most. And we are stacking up the spirit again this year. We're building a toy mountain to support Simcoe Muskoka Family Connections. CTV's Luke Samard takes us through some of the classics from Scholastic, a company celebrating over 100 years in the toy business.
Tonight in the Access Storage Toy Shop, it's all about inspiring the next generation, as Scholastic shows us endless adventures. Every game, every book, every lesson is inspiring the next generation of children to achieve their goals. Let's start with the classic board game of Snakes and Ladders, but with a prehistoric twist. Whether played at home or at school, Dinosaur Snakes and Ladders is a scale-raising, prehistoric climb to the top. Players use their counting skills as they maneuver dinosaur tracks and slide down scary lava flows. Which dinosaur will be the first to claw their way to the top before the new dinosaur egg hatches? Perfect for ages 3 and up. From climbing ladders to turning pages, Scholastic has a book for everyone. My First Canadian Colors offers children to learn everything about colors, from red to purple and everything in between. Children can learn everything they need to know with a quiz at the end for those who want to test. And did you know the longest hockey game was played in Edmonton? It lasted 240 hours. Now you know a piece of Canadian trivia, and you can learn so much more in the big book of Crazy Canadian Trivia, crammed with tons of trivia. This colossal collection includes some of the craziest, wackiest, and strangest facts about Canada, and it's all true. Why can't the T-Rex team win any games? Because they're always shorthanded. Get ready for more than 400 favorite Canadian jokes and laugh out loud Canadian jokes. This hilarious collection is sure to leave you and your friends rolling on the floor laughing. And last but not least, a novel to keep the mind sharp, blending art, math, philosophy, history, and literature. The Right Three is a mystery novel with frightening twists, searching for ghosts, hidden treasures, and even a coded message. Will they be able to escape? You'll have to read to find out. And all of these games and can't put down books from Scholastic are going to help us build that toy mountain. In the Access Storage Toy Shop, I'm Luke Samard.
And you can help build that toy mountain to drop off a new unwrapped toy or gift card at the CTV station on 33 Beacon Road in Barrie. Just place it in the toy box at the front door. If you can't make it in person, donate online at ctvbarrie.ca and your click will turn into toys for local kids. One of the most decorated female curlers in the history of the sport has hung up her broom, but her time in the spotlight far from over. Coming up, she'll join us here in the CTV Barrie studio. But first, let's check in with Case in the garden.
Well, we have double digits above the freezing mark, double digits below the freezing mark. It's a double the fun forecast, and it's coming up. And our weather watcher artiste, well, have a look. Ashlyn gives us this absolutely stunning paper plate snowflake art. Well done. You're watching CTV News Barrie.
Hi, we're Martin and Steph
from Bounce 104.1.
And this week on the show, we are giving away pairs of tickets to see Alan Doyle at Massey Hall in Toronto.
So make sure you're listening weekdays from 5:30 to 10.
Picture this, brought to you by Bounce 104.1 and Pure Country 106.
Love that. We are showcasing the heart of our community. So send us those photos of acts of kindness, volunteer moments, or local events to picture this at ctv.ca. Well, Case, when you mentioned double, I thought maybe you mentioned You're talking about Tim Hortons. I've got a new hat for you. But no,
I like it.
You were talking about temperatures. Now is it plus double temperatures?
It's plus
or
and it's
minus.
Negative. Yes, we're above the freezing mark and below the freezing mark in this forecast. And, well, let me tell you all about it. Let's get into the forecast right now. And it's good. It's a good one. There's considerable sunshine for those who enjoy the sun. Yeah, sure. 2 degrees in Owen Sound as we speak, -2 in Parry Sound. Looks like 2 degrees above the freezing mark in Aurelia and -2 in Newmarket. This is the almanac for today. 3 degrees above and 4 degrees below. That was the high, that was the low. We're normally kind of the other way around if you want to have a look at that normal temperature right there. 19 degrees back in 1985 on this date and -17.8 in 2008. That's record cool. Sun rises, sun sets. Grand total 9 hours, 25 minutes of daylight. Roll that forecast radar if you would, please. Thank you very much, Adam. And you can see considerable cloud cover rolling in. Yes, indeed. But also, there is an opportunity for a little bit of sunshine, too. Is it going to stick around? Well, this is the southern tip of Georgian Bay, Lake Simcoe. Overnight temperatures settling in -3, -4, partly cloudy skies. Still get to see some stars out on your walk. It's a brisk one, I might add. 6 and 5 degrees, or 5 and 6 degrees for tomorrow. 6 would be in the Owen Sound area, mainly cloudy. A sun and cloud mix, more sunshine south of that area, south of the Owen Sound area, and working its way east. And this is Orangeville, Bradford, Georgina, Newmarket, Richmond Hill, -3, -4, -5, a few clouds for this evening. And then for tomorrow, 6 degrees above the freezing mark. Mainly sunny is what we're enjoying for tomorrow. Okay, Parry Sound, Huntsville, Bracebridge, Gravenhurst, Halliburton, -12, there it is, double digits with the wind chill this evening. So that's record cool. Well, that's not record cool. That's just cool. Increase in cloud cover this evening and 3, 4, 5 degrees tomorrow. Sun and cloud is what we are to enjoy pretty much right across our area in varying amounts. So that's quite lovely. That's tonight and tomorrow. Now, time for the Diamond and Diamond Lawyers 5-day extended forecast, and it looks like this. Starting this evening in Simcoe County, cloudy skies, 40% chance of a rain-snow mix. During Friday. Certainly 7 degrees for the high, -5 for the low. And then we get a little bit of sunshine creeping in. 30% chance of a shower and or a little flurry activity. I'm leaning more towards flurry activity on the Saturday high, 3, -3, high and low. And then Sunday looks sunny Sunday, 8 degrees, close to double digits. And then Monday, cloudy and 40% chance of showers. This is York Region, double digits, Sarah. Above the freezing mark. Friday, sun, cloud, 40% chance of a shower, 10 degrees above the freezing mark. And then Saturday, Sunday, well, it looks like solid sunshine, 4, and we're doubling it to 8. And then we return to work and school on the Monday, sun and cloud, and slight chance of a shower. This is Muskoka, Parry Sound, Halliburton. Friday, cloudy, 60% chance of a shower and or a flurry, 7 and 6. That's the high, that's the low. Saturday looks lovely, sunny and 2. 8 degrees on Sunday, sun and cloud, slight chance for a passing shower and or flurry. I think it would be a shower because it's 8 degrees. And then Monday arrives and it's cloudy skies, 40% chance of what looks to be a little mixed precipitation. That's your forecast, Sarah. Back inside.
Well, it certainly looks like the weather is cooperating for a weekend of local fun. Let's go ahead and check in with Bounce 104 Morning Show host Martin Van Coy for your weekend event listings.
Hi, I'm Martin Van Coy for Bounce Radio, and these are your weekend events for Pure Country 106 and Bounce 104.1. Kicking things off this weekend, Toy Mountain has returned in support of Simcoe Muskoka Family Connections. You can help us make Christmas morning brighter for local families by dropping off a new and unwrapped toy at our next event this Friday at Tile Master in Barrie from 4 to 7. If you can't make it, no problem, because you can actually make a donation at any Access Storage location, or you can check out the Amazon wish list link on our website and donate there. You can learn more and find that link at bounce1041.ca. From Secret Santas to the real deal, the Midland Civitans Club 49th Annual Parade kicks off Saturday at 11 a.m. with the theme, The Sights and Sounds of Christmas. Then at 5 p.m., the Aurelia Santa Claus Parade lights up downtown with dazzling floats at dusk. You can look for the tailgate team in Aurelia and me cruising in the Bounce Cruiser in Midland. Also this weekend, it's the Barrie Lions Club Breakfast with Santa. It's happening on Saturday, November 22nd from 9 to noon at the Collier United Church. It's a great way to support local charities and enjoy some holiday cheer. It's just $10 per adult and $5 per kid under 12. And there's also going to be some fun activities like magicians, face painting, and a live band. You can purchase tickets at the door and learn more about this event at the Barrie Lions website. Lastly, schools across the Simcoe County District School Board are hosting holiday markets and craft fairs this season. These events feature local vendors, student creations, and festive shopping opportunities. There's going to be dozens of schools participating all the way until December 17th. And if you want to see a full list of participating schools and the dates for their markets, you can go to scdsb.on.ca. It's a great way to support local schools and enjoy the holiday spirit. Those are your weekend events for Bounce 104.1 and Pure Country 106.
Well, we have curling royalty in our CTV Barrie studio today. Jennifer Jones has earned almost every accolade that there is in the sport. Two-time Olympian, a gold medalist, 6 national titles. Why don't we just go ahead and welcome you to the studio now, because I fear we'll run out of time if I continue. Jennifer, 6 national titles, 2 world championships. It's great to have you.
Thank you. So happy to be here.
And not only are you now living in Springwater, you're also here in Simcoe County to promote your new memoir, Rockstar, My Life on and Off the Ice. How are you doing? How does it feel to be off the ice?
It feels great to be off the ice. I wasn't sure how it was going to go. I had this love affair with curling where I just thought one day it would be, I don't want to practice anymore. I don't want to do it anymore. And that never happened to me. So it was this really kind of hard decision for me to step away. But you know what? I have not had one regret. I'm really enjoying my time away from curling and still being involved in the sport, which has really helped me.
Well, this is kind of fun. We managed to dig up some video from 1994. Let's talk about your career that spanned over 3 decades. You said that, you know, you felt like you were ready to hang up your broom by the end. But what was that like year after year? How do you feel that you grew and changed?
I definitely evolved. The sport definitely evolved. I feel very fortunate that I got to be a part of the evolution of women's curling. When we first started, women's curling was not on TV very much, and that we didn't get to play on the best ice conditions. There wasn't a big events for us to play on. It was one event every year, and now the sport has grown. The women's television numbers are on par with the men. Our prize purses are on par with the men. Everything has really evolved. So very grateful to be a part of that evolution. But I think for me, I started curling because I loved it, and I ended curling and I still loved it in the same way. I loved the smell of the ice. I loved the feeling it gave me.
So you mentioned in your memoir that you had an aversion to the spotlight. I find that very hard to believe. I've watched you for years. I was mentioning to Jen way back in Ottawa when you were at the Briar was my first chance to really kind of take you in the flesh. How did you overcome this aversion?
You know, it was a lot of, I just loved curling. I wanted to be a part of a team, and then our coaches would say, your team needs you to be X, Y, and Z, and I never wanted to let my team down, and that was to be a leader, to be a little bit more extroverted, to really be that person they needed to be. So I felt like I became that person when I was curling. But it was an effort. It was hard for me, and like I was a girl who never wanted to have a birthday party because I never wanted to be the center of attention, even when I was little. And then all of a sudden, you know, we're on national TV in front of millions of people, and I'm a motivational speaker. I talk to so many people. I broadcast now.
Well, and let's talk a little bit about the person that you are, or perhaps how you were portrayed. In the memoir, you mentioned that you felt like the media maybe portrayed you unfairly. And I have to say, in watching you play, you often have this sort of stoic disposition, but perhaps that's what it takes to win on that level.
I think for me it was like when I always say, like, I want to be in the moment. So when I'm here with you, I want to be in the moment. When I'm with my family, I put my phone away. I want to be in the moment. And when I was curling, I was totally mesmerized with the moment. No matter what was happening in the crowd or anywhere else, I was just totally captivated. And I think so sometimes that comes across, and I was concentrating. So sometimes that comes across as you're very stoic, or you're just, and we're yelling like crazy people on TV. So the people think you're this certain way. But I'm probably one of the least competitive people you'll meet. You play a board game with me and I don't care if I win. And it was just when I was on the curling ice, I wanted to be my very best. I wanted to be my very best for myself and for my team. And for me to do that, it was like full concentration.
Well, we have deep gratitude for you coming into the station today, and welcome back to Simcoe County.
Thank you very much.
We have been speaking with Canadian curling superstar Jennifer Jones. You can go to the CTV Barrie website if you'd like to revisit this conversation or read more about Jennifer's pretty impressive past. ctvnews.ca/Barrie. Still to come, are Canadians willing to pay the price? The cost of groceries is up 3% from last year. We'll look at whether that's forcing shoppers to focus on what things cost instead of where they come from. You're watching CTV News Barrie. Recapping our top stories, Gabriel DeCecco is charged with first-degree murder, accused of killing his longtime friend William Schernhammer and dumping his body in Alliston. DeCecco is scheduled to stand trial in May. 4 weeks of trial dates before a judge and jury have been put on the record. Barrie Mayor Alex Nuttall took the opportunity today to outline everything he and the city have accomplished in the last 3 years. This includes the former start of construction at what will soon be Lakehead University's Barrie campus. And construction on the multi-million-dollar YMCA facility in Barrie is underway. Today, some of the major players in its creation were on site, including Napoleon, who donated $500,000 to the project. The 77,000 square foot facility will serve more than 8,000 people. The province is working to encourage residents to buy energy efficient appliances.
This initiative will help reduce overall 3,000 megawatts of power from the grid. It is equivalent to 1.5 Pickering nuclear generators being removed. 3,000 megawatts is power for 3 million homes. So it is good for the environment, yes, but is most importantly good for the economics of everyday families who are struggling in this new world order.
The Home Renovation Savings Program, which initially provided rebates for energy-efficient renovations and improvements, now includes rebates of up to $200 for energy-efficient appliances, including fridges and washing machines. The program and its expansion is part of a previously announced commitment by the Ford government to spend nearly $11 billion on energy efficiency over the next 12 years. Canadians are continuing to feel the pinch at the grocery store, even with the recently lifted counter tariffs. Despite the move, many shoppers say they will continue to buy Canadian, even if it means paying more. CTV's Dave Charbonneau reports.
As the cost of groceries remains high, many shoppers are changing buying habits. The Buy Canadian campaign is waning.
You can't completely eliminate all American stuff, right?
Now that Canada has lifted reciprocal tariffs on the U.S., Loblaws CEO says shoppers are searching for the best discounts, no matter the origin. Prices on direct imported products from the U.S. have gone down to normal. And of course, we are seeing some customers who are going back to those products that they love now that they are much cheaper than they were.
I think it's coming down to cost for me. A lot of it. Yeah. So I'm probably, I'm paying less attention to it. Yeah. Overall. Yeah. Okay. I mean, we gotta like save our dollars, right? It's like the price of stuff is crazy.
It's about cost as well. So when stuff is cheaper, I'll go with the cheaper option.
Experts say the season also plays a role.
Lots of times that patriotism is blended with affordability. So as Canada ends into the off season for growing, and we start to rely more heavily on imports, the ability to choose Canadian isn't always as prevalent as it would be in the growing season.
Well, at this time of year, you have really no choice in terms of fresh vegetable and fruit to buy outside of Canada. So, and that probably means through the United States.
For others, Buy Canadian still sends a strong message.
Are you boycotting American products 100%?
100%.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What if there's something that doesn't exist in the Canadian version?
I don't buy it.
Are you still boycotting the American stuff when you can?
Not necessarily boycotting them on purpose. I don't go out of my way necessarily. But if I can purchase Canadian, I'll do that.
For many, buying Canadian remains a priority, even with higher prices.
What if you have two products side by side and the American one's cheaper?
We buy the Canadian one.
You still pay more?
Yeah.
I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, it's our local businesses, it's our folks that are working hard to do things, and I try not to buy American, preferably.
Food import prices are also expected to drop even more in Canada soon, due to President Trump's decision to reduce tariffs on basic food staples. Dave Charbonneau, CTV News.
Outside of the grocery aisles, a new survey shows most Canadians are ready to take on Black Friday shopping with a pro-Canada mindset. Results found that 62% plan to support local businesses, with majority claiming they're willing to spend extra to buy Canadian. The trend extends to local restaurants, cafes and bars, with 66% supporting more locally owned spots than last year. Now we'd like you to weigh in on the topic of holiday spending. Visit our website at ctvnews.ca/Barrie to take our holiday shopping poll. Tell us how you plan to shop this season, in stores, online, both, or will you be skipping gifts this year? Canada's main stock index swung between gains and losses on Tuesday, but was up nearly 100 points in trading this morning. Here's a look at where the numbers landed at the end of the day. The TSX was up 241 points, the Dow was up 47, and the Nasdaq was up 131. And commodities oil was down, closing at $59.25 a barrel. Gold was up, finishing at $4,082 an ounce, and our dollar down, ending the day at 71.23 cents U.S. Heinz is serving up something new ahead of American Thanksgiving. Heinz Leftover Gravy is the first ever squeezable bottle of home-style turkey gravy, designed with the ultimate day-after sandwich in mind. The condiment company says it is tapping into Thanksgiving nostalgia for millennial hosts who see the holiday as more than just one meal. I don't know if my waistline can take it more than just one meal. The sounds of the Beatles in a way that music lovers haven't heard. From never-before-seen interviews to behind-the-scenes music sessions, this is a series fans won't want to miss. You're watching CTV News Barrie. Here's a look at your primetime lineup. The 59th Annual CMA Awards start at 8, and CTV News Barrie will air after the awards finish. 30 years after the original version of the Beatles anthology series aired, a newly restored version is coming to Disney+.
Leah then came to see the Queen. I should think so. She didn't have any hit records.
The 9-episode series will air over 3 nights, beginning November 26th. The original series had 8 episodes and contained interviews with Paul McCartney, Ringo Starr, and George Harrison, along with archival interviews with John Lennon. With the second Wicked movie set to debut, Hollywood insiders expect it will be flying high at the box office. The book turned musical turned movie reframes the story of the 2 iconic witches from The Wizard of Oz. Part 2 of the cinematic adaptation is called Wicked for Good. Variety reports it's on track to bring in nearly $180 million US across North America in its first weekend, possibly being the biggest movie launch of the year. Canadian history hit the auction block today. The Hudson's Bay Company is selling 27 of its paintings, considered the most valuable pieces, part of the brand's art collection. The star of the collection is a painting by former British Prime Minister Winston Churchill, expected to fetch up to $600,000. LeBron James is further cementing his role in NBA history. When the 40-year-old stepped onto the court Tuesday with the Los Angeles Lakers, he became officially the first player to play in 23 consecutive seasons. He overtook Vince Carter to reach this milestone. James is also currently the NBA's record scorer. 23. He's got nothing on you, Case. What are you now, 26 years?
Yeah, times 3. Yeah, let's talk about... Let's talk about...
We just went through this with the anniversary, the 70th anniversary, how many years everybody had. I thought you were at 27.
I'm close. I'm very close to that.
We'll leave it at that.
We'll leave it at that. Let's talk about the Get Up and Go forecast first thing tomorrow morning at 7 o'clock. It looks like more cloud than sun in Barrie, -3 in Newmarket, more cloud than sun. And in Gravenhurst, it looks like -6 and probably the most sun of all our area. Let's get up and go. Have a great evening, Sarah.
That is our newscast tonight. I'm Sarah Freemark. Thank you for watching. Jack Morris will have your news at 11. Good night.